Greetings everybody. Today is Friday, August 29th, 2008, and this is First on Forex with your host Jerry First, Senior Currency Analyst from Investors Education Network. By continuing to watch this video, you agree that this is strictly for educational and entertainment purposes only. Information provided is not financial or trading advice. Trading involves significant risk of financial loss. Only trade with money you can afford to lose. Do your due diligence and practice review and adjust your trading as necessary. Alright, before we get to the charts, let's quickly review what is coming up on the calendar for Friday. Currently I am recording this Thursday evening Eastern Time, and on my blog what I do on the weekend, I go ahead and I make a consolidated for the scheduled news events. We had today, I did a webinar on FX Street for the GDP report that came out with the jobless claims. The numbers came in good for the U.S. economy. The stock market liked the numbers. However, the currencies seemed to react negatively against the U.S. dollar when the news came out. Looking at the day ahead for Friday, coming out of the international scheduled news events at 5 a.m. Eastern Time, we have out of the Eurozone consumer confidence, and at 8:30 Canada is going to have their GDP report coming out with raw material costs. Now, for the United States, their scheduled news events, we've got quite a lot. Personal income and spending reports come out at 8:30. The National Association of Purchasing Managers from Chicago comes out at 9:45 Eastern Time. At 10 o'clock you have consumer sentiment, and then at 3 in the afternoon, wrapping up the day and wrapping up the week, we have farm prices, which will be very indicative of food and prices, food inflation. So that's the news coming up for Friday, August 28th. So now let's look at the charts. And it's actually very interesting right now. On the charts, we have consolidation, which is actually just starting to break out here. The time right now, live, is 9:30 Eastern Time, 21:30 Eastern Time. And we've got prices breaking out of a consolidation range right here that has been put in. You can see right here, this is the 8:30 news spike when the GDP report was released, and initially this supporting trend line was broken, and but then quickly bounced back, and so the dollar gained temporarily just for a few minutes, and then could not hold those gains and came right back up into this level. Then around 10 o'clock the dollar went ahead and did regain some strength. Let's look at the pound versus the US dollar. And you can see that with the pound, we've got this consolidation right here, and we're holding the resistance and support level. Notice this trend line right here. That is part of a larger downward trend line that you can see that the dollar has been gaining on the pound. The pound's been weak lately, and so currently 83.13 is holding. And the supporting trend line has also got some magnetism for the US dollar versus the pound. Let's look at the euro pound as a cross-currency pair. Take a look here. Really nice consolidation as well. We have, like I said, we have really nice consolidation taking place on almost all of the major pairs. And as I bring in more and more data, you can see that the euro has really been strengthening here against even the pound. Let's take a look at the US dollar Canadian pair. You can see we've got consolidation here as well. A little bit of a triangle pattern, but we have some spikes above and below, so you're going to have to be careful to see how these spikes, whether they hold or not. Those are your ultimate support and resistance levels, and we're testing those right now. You can see as I'm broadcasting. Let's look at the dollar yen. The dollar yen also was in consolidation range, and is now, as I'm broadcasting, it's testing some lows. The dollar giving up some ground against the yen. So it looks as if here in the evening here, 9:30 Eastern Time, 9:40 Eastern Time, the dollar is giving up some ground. Do we have any news coming out right now? Besides the fact that we have the Democratic National Committee putting Obama up on stage any minute. No major news coming out. How about Australia? Here's the Aussie US dollar. Also, support resistance zone here. Looks like we're ready to go ahead. The Australian dollar looking to go ahead and gain some ground against the US dollar if it breaks above this level here. So that's a quick round of the currency pairs. What I'd like to do is bring you back over to the First on Forex blog, which is over here on fxstreet.com. And if you click on the link underneath my picture here, that will take you to the investorseducationnetwork.com website. And on the top, we have a banner that says, "What kind of active investor are you?" If you click on that, you can get to a free survey. And that free survey will give you a good assessment as to where you are in your trading today. And also, what are your goals? What do you need to work on? What are your strengths? What's holding you back from the next level? If you fill in this form, especially if you're outside the country, make sure you put in a Skype ID and submit this. And as time permits, I will get back to you. To evaluate whether or not you would like some personal mentoring and coaching over the web. That will be starting soon. All right. I hope that you've enjoyed this webinar here. And remember to tune in every Monday at 12 noon Eastern Time, 1600 Greenwich, when I do the weekly IEN webinar to get your week started with the week ahead. With yours truly, Jerry First, for First on Forex. And so with that, I want to wish you all a great weekend. And this has been an FX Market Update for Friday, August 29th, 2008, with your host, Jerry First, Senior Currency Analyst for Investors Education Network, First on Forex. Have yourself a great weekend. Good trading, everybody. Bye-bye.